Hey collective, welcome in and welcome back to Source Seer. Hope everyone is enjoying their lovely day. Jupiter is in Cancer, yay! Anyway, if your volume is really high, I'm going to start us off with a sound clearing, so I recommend turning your volume down in 3, 2, 1. I kind of feel inspired to ask the collective to take a moment and reflect on this imagery here. It might stir a little bit of fear in some. So I'm being called to make the disclaimer. My readings are not to instill a sense of fear, no fear-mongering. If you feel uncomfortable with this imagery, this might not be the reading for you. This is an oracle deck, so let's begin the shuffle. I keep singing the song Telepatía in my mind over and over again. It's like, if you saw my previous videos, I can't get away from it. It keeps coming through. Oh, don't you love when that happens? All right. Source, what message do we have for the collective? This might be messages from ancestors, guides, spirits, whatever resonates with you in the collective. All right. And I don't necessarily read these in reverse format. So the bats did come out in reverse, but let's see. We have tear catcher here. Mourning, moving on. There's a sense of mourning, but also a need to move on. Bats. I'll need to look and read what that represents. And syringe. A cure, a remedy. So for the tear catcher, and I believe I don't know if I posted that video where I've read for this card before. Yeah, so mourning, holding on to trauma, and time to move on. This really does play into the last reading I did, the greenery reading. So if that resonates with you, if you feel a pull, I definitely recommend tuning into it. It talks about being in a void and deciding for oneself whether or not to perceive things differently and to move and heal from past trauma. So again, this is mourning, holding on to trauma, and time to move on. The time is now. The time is now whenever you're watching this. I say that with caution because if it doesn't feel right to you, use your intuition. I really strongly encourage this. Use your intuition and how to move through this space and what works best for you. Create the space of security, of safety, so that this can be possible. Okay, we have bats. Adapting to circumstances, intuition, inner wisdom, nurturing energy, the divine feminine, seeing through lies, a family dynamic, and the underworld. I have a lot of dark feminine energy here. Beautiful. Seeing through lies, I saw Ace of Swords very clearly in my mind when I said that. Intuition and inner wisdom, divine feminine energy coming through. There's a divine feminine who is moving through some past traumas, trying to move on from a mourning period, a period of desolate and darkness. I'm hearing a void. This is the void you're emerging through. You're using your intuition, your inner wisdom. Maybe you are working with dark feminine energies to help you through this time. Maybe they have come to you and they would love to work, and you would love to work with them. They accept you working with them. Whatever your perception is around that, praying to whatever it is that you believe in that could help you tap into that inner wisdom, that intuition, this nurturing aspect of the self. You're adapting. You're adapting to what life is throwing at you. All right, let's go into the syringe. I feel quite parched right now, like not necessarily that my throat is closing over, but just very thirsty. And it's interesting because I did see the desert, like an isolated place. So maybe if you have a little plant, like Betty the Basil here, maybe water your plants, water yourself, nurture yourself. It's really important to care for yourself. I always say you cannot pour from an empty cup. Where is the syringe? Why doesn't it want to be found? A small sample. So this is a small sample, a life force, an influence, an addiction, drug use, immunization, and protect against sickness. I'm almost getting that this mourning period could have caused a sense of sickness for some, especially if you're in those low vibrational depressive states. The mind is very strong. You can create physical bodily sickness. That was confirmation from my watch there. So it's time to adapt and to nurture yourself out of this sickness. If you are struggling with influence and addiction and drug use, that's something to look on, but I don't feel that that's those in the collective. It's almost like this might be someone in your energetic field perhaps who is struggling with addiction. Oh dear. I don't know why I got a message. Someone may have passed away because of an addiction, and that's why there was this mourning period. Wow, this took a darker turn than I had anticipated. All right, let's get some tarot. Wait, do I want this one? No, I want this one. Let's see what's going on here. So this feels like a past energy. I see devil energy with the syringe, but I also see temperance because it's this idea of protecting the self. Archangel Michael could be very significant for those in the collective. Addictions, if you're not familiar with it, I definitely recommend educating yourself. There's a science to it. It's not an easy feat to overcome. And if you do not suffer with addiction yourself, it's very hard to comprehend. So even if you are educated on the matter, I think it's always important to recognize that you haven't experienced it yourself, so you don't truly, fully, completely comprehend. I'm somebody who has family who do suffer from addiction, and while I don't experience it firsthand, having that educational basis gives a different perspective and creates a space for grace. But at the same time, we do need to understand boundaries are important for our own lives and our own thriving. I don't want to get too much into that but we'll see what source has to say. Obviously something had to come through. Maybe, I know this is like more inclined with drug use, hearing hardcore drugs perhaps, but sex addictions are a thing. That could also be it with the devil energy that I was seeing. Okay, so the tarot cards just kind of flew out. I don't know what's going on with the energy today, but it's just like, feels a little bit shifty. Okay, these are really too big for my hand, so one more, and then I'm gonna spread and pick. All right, let's see this one for sure. What's going on here? Okay, this might be a background. Okay. It's at the split. We have King of Cups. This could be about a masculine energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Source is calling your attention to this masculine energy. This masculine energy may be thinking about a new passionate beginning. They want to come in fast with this. But let's see what's going on here first and foremost. So the High Priestess. Intuitively, you know that it is time to move on, even when all of the answers are not being revealed to you at this time. Stepping into your intuitive God and goddess-like energy, and I don't mean that in an egotistical way, I mean that in a sense of connecting with the divine. So Cancer energy here, Eight of Pentacles, really working and strengthening that muscle. That was a very prominent message in my past readings. Strengthening your intuitive muscle, harnessing and cultivating and nurturing your divine feminine aspect of the self. You're being called, you're at a crossroads, divine feminine energy, dark feminine energy. I was talking about dark feminine deities. If you know, you know, the crossroads, right? There are also, as I have learned, I'm not sure if my friends will watch this video, but there is a Santeria, Orisha, Elegua, who is also associated with crossroads, making a decision. And notice how in the Two of Swords, they are blindfolded. I believe in the traditional Raider White, there is supposed to be a moon, so it speaks on intuition. Notice how it's not here. So someone is not seeing the value of tapping into their intuition and they feel stuck. Someone's feeling stuck about making some sort of decision here. There is value in your intuition, and that's being preceded here with the High Priestess and the Eight of Pentacles. So the syringe, oh wow, Seven of Pentacles, an investment, patience, planting the seed. This is a pregnant feminine energy. What is this investment with? Immunization, so Three of Cups, oh dear. Investing in a third party situation. This looks very beautiful and cheery. Okay, a few messages. If you are not looking to starting a family, I'm hearing use protection because pregnancy is on the horizon. That message of pregnancy just keeps coming through. It was funny. My sister reached out asking if I was pregnant. If you're watching this, the next message about this, okay? No. This celebratory investment. Hold on a second. This is so strange to me. Syringe. Life force. Somebody might be getting pregnant. Life force. A feminine energy. Okay, so you might not be pregnant with an actual human, okay? The other message is pregnant with creative passions, creative ideas, creative desires, bringing this to life. You have planted the seed for this, and a time for celebration is coming through, especially with a small sample, a small sample that's associated with the syringe. I still felt a tinge of an element with addiction, so that might come up a little bit later, but we'll see. Intuitively allowing yourself to be guided through this decision to tap into the divine feminine energy, your creative space, just being. I'm seeing the Fountain card for one of my decks. Allowing yourself to just be. Okay. Let's expand on this source. You're going to celebrate this planting of a seed. It's like the journey has just begun. Okay, the energy is uplifting. Life force. Harnessing your life force and allowing it to support your creative endeavors. Harnessing that divine feminine aspect of the self. Enabling and allowing in divine feminine deity-like archetypes, actual deities, however that resonates with you, to support you in this endeavor. Okay, I'm happy that changed, but let's keep going. Oh, oh, oh. So we have the sun, but then we have the Seven of Cups, Seven of Elixirs. An illusion is being illuminated, and I feel very strongly to put this here. Making a decision to illuminate an illusion for yourself. Shining light on this illusion. Let me get some for this High Priestess. Eight of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. So we have, again, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water energy here with the Tear Catcher, the High Priestess, a lot of water energy. There's some earth, so you're grounded. Queen of Cups, you are nurturing your own emotions, nurturing that intuition, tapping into that divine feminine energy. Not quite yet a master, but working to get there, right? The King of Cups would be that master energy. We did see the King of Cups on the split. Which is what Source is calling your attention to, almost like to master your own emotions. Wow. Okay, ultimate wealth. This is beautiful. Planting your seed in this creative endeavor will bring so much wealth, will bring deep family and stable ties. You'll be able to create a life. It's a Page of Wands, wanting to step forward and move forward in this ambitious and enthusiastic project and taking this courageous leap of faith. You are fueling this courageous aspect of yourself. The other message here is that you're also being protected at this time by your spirits, your angels, your ancestors, guides, Source, the universe, your higher self. If there is any third-party interference, it's interesting because I don't really get third-party from this Three of Cups. I get celebratory. This is beautiful. I'm happy it wasn't. I mean, I know the first few words of that are like, you know, negative for the syringe, but the fact that there's life force, a sample of life. Ooh, Seven of Swords. Strategizing, though. There could be some deception. What's behind it? Oh. The Lovers. Uh-oh. Some deception and love. We might want to look into that in a second. What's at the bottom? The Tower. Okay. Tower moment might happen because of a deception and a love situation. Six of Swords. Some public recognition, some victory over a Tower moment because of a deception and love. This is also linking into this High Priestess. Tear Catcher, mourning. That could be what you need to move on for. Maybe there's some sort of deceptive truth that came through, that could be what's kind of catapulting you after this Tower moment into a void. It's a deceptive truth, though. Like somebody said it with such, someone said something to the collective with such power behind it, with such certainty, that the collective was deceived into believing it. It could have been a lover's situation, but the fact is it's a deception of some sort. That's interesting. Either way, it doesn't make you feel good. And it's causing you to feel this period of mourning, whether this is happening or it was happening. So using your intuition, tapping into your divine feminine energy to pull yourself out of that, let it go. Very strongly, let whatever that is go. That is, you have bigger fish to fry, basically. That's what I'm hearing very strongly. You have much bigger fish to fry, okay? Let's get some oracles here. So these two cards fell on my foot. Dark Man and Elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And it could be with a dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. So if this dark man was the deceptive character, and you know, you're mourning, if you're a feminine energy, because there is a prominent feminine energy here, beware of self-delusion. Yeah, that Seven of Cups energy. allow the sun to illuminate whatever the delusion is, you're going to become wiser from whatever the situation is. You're leaving it in the past and you're moving into calmer waters. We have unsuccessful plans. I'm getting very strongly. This is like a, oh, there could have been unsuccessful plans with this dark masculine energy, but it's okay because good fortune is coming to you. We have the beetle here. It's fortunate that the plans were unsuccessful with this masculine energy. That Archangel Michael energy that's coming through, that protective energy that's coming through. Rejection is protection, and December. So either something happened in December with this situation or something could be illuminated during the month. I get more so that December card is from the past. Something happened in December. I'm almost hearing like the collective, especially if you're this feminine energy that's very strong. I'm tapping into a very strong feminine energy right now. In December, it could have started some sort of spiritual ascension that, like, that was the beginning of this spiritually ascending journey. A lot of truths came forward and acceptance. I felt that December may have been the ending of a void for some. It's for some in the collective, very specific message. Okay. Any other messages from the Oracle? Okay, not picking that. Thank you, Source. All right. You will receive a gift. I really get that this is a spiritual gift. Psychic energies, clairvoyance, tapping into that intuition, that sixth sense that we all have, strengthening it, being aware of the spirit world, the 5D aspects, delving into that knowledge. And then we have archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Yes. Because you've learned a very important lesson, whether it was romantic or not, that dark man attributes, archetype, whether it's the energy of that person or those are the physical attributes, that will resonate for some in the collective. And someone new is entering your life. This is good. I love this. Okay, so let's see what these say. We have bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. And you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. Diamond, look at that. Beautiful. This is in your future space. Love that energy. Okay, let's get some other tarot. Okay. I keep hearing that song. Telepathia. If you're receiving telepathic messages from, I don't know, is it from this dark man? Are they pulling on your energy, collective? I just heard cord cutting. Somebody may have tried a cord cutting ritual with this energy. Doesn't have to be romantic. There was some sort of emotional disturbance that happened though. Very interesting. Okay. Page of Wands. Look at this. 7 of Cups, 6 of Wands. I don't know why for a second I thought I misread something. It's almost like, wow, okay. This young and immature memory or energy focusing on an illusion. But you're going to have victory over this. You're going to come out of this unscathed, I'm hearing, because you've allowed your higher guidance to pierce through the veil, to allow your intuition to guide you, to move you forward. You realize that this energy was young, immature. Yeah, what is this? Is this the sun? Oh my god. This could be happening during August. Coming into a realization that this was an illusion, but also a new beginning. Can I get one more card for the sun, please? And I did have several of these cards fall on the floor. Hold on. I'm actually going to add it back to the shuffle since I'm still... So I don't read them from the floor, but I did look at them. January came up. That could be significant. I just saw the fox. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. And these were on the floor. I have to show it because I looked. So we have the Star and the Wheel of Fortune. Major Arcana here. There's a healing of a past situation, a past energy that is destined, but also some in the collective could be coming into stardom, into fame during the month of August. That could be part of this new beginning. We have the Hierophant, the Empress, Ace of Swords, Seven of Wands. So you're gaining higher wisdom, higher guidance about a truth that you are being protected. You're accepting this. And I feel very strongly this is happening in August, especially if you're going to be engaging in a lot of play. I'm hearing very strongly if you decide to go out, socialize, distract yourself, engage in hobbies, distract yourself in a healthy way. Engage in hobbies that lift your soul, brighten your life, make you feel happy. During the month of August, you're going to receive some significant downloads about this truth, this illusion, this past situation, and that you are being protected this entire time by your guides. This is very significant because you have a divine purpose here that you are meant to focus on, that you're meant to be a part of a collective that uplifts. I'm speaking, and look, the star came out. They wanted to come out. You're a star. This person could be seeing you as a star, but we're not paying mind to that. We are paying mind to the fact that this is who you are. You are the star energy. You are very valuable. You are a light in the night sky. You're also alchemizing. A lot of whatever happened here, I really feel called to put this here. The number 17 could be important to you. The 17th of August, the 17th of July, 17th of June. Do I want any more? One more shuffle and the split. Okay. Yeah, there was a disappointment that you're alchemizing. This is what you're putting to rest, what you're healing, what you're moving on from. This tower moment. You might be subconsciously thinking about this tower moment. That could be that part of the void that you're trying to move past, leave behind, that you're being called to leave behind, and you're changing your perspective. Piscean energy here with the Hanged Man. You're changing your perspective. You're realizing that this was an illusion. Slowly but surely, you will accept completely that this is a truth. Whatever this is for you, again, my messages are not here to fearmonger. So if this resonates with you, if you've had a suspicion about some sort of illusion, even if it wasn't work, but I get very strongly this is like relational. Actually, I'm getting both. More strongly love, though. There was some sort of illusion. This truth will come forward, whether out in the open or just this inner knowing that you will accept by the month of August. And once you come into that acceptance, it's almost like it catapults you into a higher ascended vibrational feminine energy, where now you are going to begin to trust and have faith in your own intuition. And no gender in my readings, so however that resonates for you. You could be a masculine, very heavy in the masculine, trying to harness and balance with the feminine energies. A lot of rest that could resonate with you. Periods of rest, but also socializing. So we have here Five of Pentacles. Oh, and the Emperor. The Five of Pentacles, Death, and the Emperor. This Emperor is looking and contemplating an ending of grief, loss, depravity. There could be a work situation that also comes through for you, and there's going to be a significant change in your own financial health. So if you're thinking about this in terms of relations, this dark man could eventually become a masculine energy and wants to put an ending to a ghosting situation. That's typically what the Five of Pentacles is. Let me get some more on this connection with the Emperor, please. I get for a lot in the collective, this is in terms of work. So coming into a ton of financial abundance, especially with the 10 of Coins here. A lot of money, a lot of earth energy here. Aries with the Emperor, Scorpio with Death. I just heard when I'm looking at the bats and Death, Hecate, Persephone, Hades, that could be significant for some in the collective. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this felt very strongly about money. And the Seven of Pentacles. So if you are this feminine energy, you are nurturing your coin, right? This is a perfect time, especially with Cancer and Jupiter, to nurture those bank accounts, to nurture those finances, to put an end to this grief, this loss, this depravity in terms of finances. And so that you can eventually become a King of Pentacles, sit on your throne and be a master, right? Sit in luxury, sit high and pretty. So it's interesting. The Page of Pentacles is almost like a small message, right? But notice how the Knight of Pentacles is kind of looking away. It's a slow, stable, reliable movement. The Queen of Pentacles is also looking in the direction of the Page of Pentacles. So, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles here. So this investment that you made is slow, stable, and reliable, whatever it means to you. It could be in terms of a creative endeavor, something that you have invested in slowly but surely. It could be your current 3D focused job in business and finances. This is your focus. This is why I'm saying, like, whatever this situation is with this dark man, like, goodbye. Okay. So it's a slow, stable, reliable investment that's going to require a sense of patience, but it's going to bud a lot of fruits. It's going to bring into your existence, into your own reality. It's going to bear a lot of fruit. And notice how the Emperor is looking in the same direction as the Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Tell me about this Emperor, please. Can I get anything more about this Emperor? You're successfully overcoming a problem, and if you were experiencing issues with your finances, you are successfully overcoming this. You have done so not only with intuition, but finding balance with your intuition, and also planning this out, being logical, being rational, right? Being grounded in reality in the 3D when you make these decisions. We have the Page of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. If you are identifying with this Emperor as this connecting with this dark man situation, it's just a message that it was an illusion. They left you out in the cold. It could also have been an illusion that they left you out in the cold. There's something else that could have happened with this masculine energy. I get that for very few in the collective, something that you're not privy to, but I'm being told not to focus on that because you have this 10 of Pentacles coming in to cut out any illusions. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is also sometimes seen as the ex. So, Page of Wands. This Emperor could have a lot of emotional opportunities, and they may want to and this is for like one person or something in the collective. This is very, I don't know, this is like a side message. They may want to come forward and pursue something. If you are in your Queen of Swords energy, they could be perceiving you in this way. Just that could be why they left you out in the cold. Just keep hearing, like, don't worry about it. Like, don't even bother yourself with it. Oh, this is the Knight of Wands. I'm so sorry. I said Page of Wands. This is the Page of Wands. Yeah, if they're in Page of Wands energy, they might kind of try to be a little bit playful, a little bit young, a little bit enthusiastic. They want to come in passionately and pursue these emotional opportunities, but you're being perceived as the Queen of Swords, so that could also be why this Five of Pentacles situation happens. I just get very strongly, though, from source, the message here and the heavy messages to cut out these illusions. Whatever this Emperor is doing, I mean, I don't know if they're in reverse Emperor energy to be casting some sort of illusions, but that's not what an Emperor does. They instill order in chaos. They don't create it. Illusions create chaos. So we have Eight of Wands. Something is coming in very fast, a very fast message from source. That download that's coming in during the month of August. You are magnetic. Subconsciously, you know this. You're this magnetic, divine, feminine energy. You know that. I'm hearing master manifester, like magician energy, and you're attracting in a new emotionally fulfilling journey, whatever that means. A relationship, in terms of career, it could be both. However this resonates for you, this is your focus. This is your power. This is what you are being called to step into. Allow the universe to overflow your cup. Open the gates, allow it in, accept it. That's the recommendation. You can do whatever you want with your life, but that is source's message for the collective. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this tarot reading. If you feel so inspired to like, share, comment, and subscribe, I always appreciate the support for the channel. As always, sending you all love, light, and high vibrational energies to uplift this wonderful collective. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care.